this card somewhere between 20 and 30,000.
这个梦幻现在是差不多15000新币，然后评个10分的话是差不多3万块。
收藏卡价值飙升，昔日单纯嗜好变成了新兴投资热点。
When I try to trade my collection away, there will be people who will offer in monetary value.
Right now, the demand definitely far outweighs the supply in the market.
可收藏卡牌的热度持续飙升，甚至连法国总统马克龙也参与其中。近期为在巴黎举行的集换式卡牌游戏《游戏王世界锦标赛》录制祝贺视频时，亮出自己珍藏的标志性卡牌“青眼白龙卡”，立即引发广泛热议。
J'ai toujours ma carte.
这一原本纯粹的个人嗜好，如今却似乎吹起了强劲的投资风潮。马来西亚一名男子近期以187万令吉，也就是大约58万新元，成功售出自己收藏多年的宝可梦集换式卡牌，令人啧舌。可收藏卡牌为什么会展现如此惊人的经济活动？是因为时下流行的动漫 IP， 还是这是一种新兴投资工具？我带着这些疑问，先请一位卡牌收藏家为我们介绍。
There's actually like 3 different genres I collect. Firstly is Pokemon. So Pokemon is like a more widely known TCG. Secondly is about sports.
Okay.
So this is a F1 card and it's featuring one of the F1 driver, Oscar Piastri.
Other than F1, other than Pokemon, your biggest collection is?
One Piece. Yeah, so One Piece holds around like 90% of my collection right now.
Okay.
So I'm a very big fan of One Piece. And when I collect One Piece, right, actually it's 3 different categories lah. Firstly is the artwork and the uniqueness. Why I collect cards is also because of the rarity. So what's so special about this card? It features like Oda signature on the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
The creator.
The creator over here.
So have you checked online how much is your sign?
Actually,
5 figure?
No lah, no 5 figure. I think based on what I last saw, it's around like hovering between 2 to 3.
Wow.
根据观察，无论是动漫人物为核心，还是体育明星为主的收藏卡，一包内含9到16张卡牌的官方卡包，其售价通常不会超过2位数。然而，为什么其中某些单卡的价值却能飙升至4甚至5位数？
我们是一个评级代理公司。所以大多的顾客来到我们的公司呢，都是拿卡来给我们做一个预评。
OK。
然后我们会给他们一些建议，到底要送哪一张卡到外国去评级。
好，
第一我们会看是真是假。根据我们的经验来说的话，其实我们看过很多假的卡，其实一眼都看得出。比如说它的字体啊，它的表面啊，都没办法辨认。然后我会看卡的图片是否在正中间。
OK。
然后呢，我们第3个元素就是卡的前方面跟后背面到底有没有任何的损伤。但是如果一个指甲印的话，你的卡会直接从10分降落到5分，OK，可能6到5分。你要尽量要达到10分才会拿到一个翻倍的价格。
OK。你们评过最有价值的一张卡大概是多少钱呢？
有好几张，其实近期有一个球星卡，就是全世界只有限量1张的球星卡，是罗帅 CR7， 然后罗帅他的签字，其实不管你评几分都没太大的关系，因为他全世界只有1张。那张卡估计差不多有2万至5万。最贵的宝可梦卡，我们评过最贵的是这个梦幻，上面这个梦幻。这个梦幻现在是差不多15000新币，然后评个10分的话是差不多3万块。
是不是说一张卡拿10分就一定会很值钱呢？
会，价值一定会提升。值钱不值钱就要看市场。比如说，你评了一张皮卡丘，这个皮卡丘在全世界有1000张10分，那你要看市场到底有没有人要这1000张卡。 如果真的有超过2、3千个人，或者是可能1万个人要这1000张10分的卡，那价格就会上升，就会翻倍。所以价格也都是由二级市场来做一个决定，我们只能做一个预估嘛。
要如何为经过鉴定的卡牌标价，卡牌专卖店最熟悉不过。受访的2位代表和我分享了更具体的说法。
So this is Haaland's rookie autograph, graded in a PSA 10. Players' card prices, they tend to fluctuate a little based on performance, popularity, hype stuff, a lot of factors that factor in. But as of right now, based on his performances of his previous seasons and how he's come across so far and his age, this card is about 2030. Yeah.
This card is for sale, but it also has a lot of historical significance. This card is widely regarded as Pele's rookie card. Pele, since this card was created, has made a name for himself. Then this was 1958 card that was graded PSA 1. This we are pricing at 2.5K.
有市场调查报告显示，包括2级市场营收在内，全球集换式卡牌市场的整体规模和份额需求，在2024年的估值大约是130亿美元，预计在2025年将达到约141亿美元，并有望在2034年达到约210亿美元。
Definitely, we've seen a surge in collectors, especially in recent years. And it's not just for Pokemon. Since the pandemic years to date, I would say the number of collector or hobbyists has increased about 600% since then. Right now, the demand definitely far outweighs the supply in the market.
Do you think cards will get more and more expensive?
Stores or like sellers in Singapore generally also have a part to play in dictating some of the market prices in Singapore. The market in Singapore may vary very differently from Japan or let's say the US. So there will always be different pricing strategies. But I think that cards may suddenly get really popular now. Maybe in a year or two, the market is not so popular anymore, and then some of the card prices fall to where they were before. Maybe for that reason, some of the not so serious collectors leave the hobby. But then at the same time, there are also new people who be like, hey, actually, I wanted to get into this card collecting back in the days. It was really expensive. Now it's a lot more affordable. So let me get into card collecting. So then it starts the whole cycle again.
如今的收藏卡社群是否正在经历投资者泛滥的时代？那么，消费者买收藏卡就一定是以转卖为出发点吗？
整个市场呢，送评的趋势是正在上升，因为量非常大，评级公司做评级的速度也越来越慢。但是收藏家是多于买卖，很多都是以收藏的角度来，就是有一个推动力，然后评了之后，他们想要卖吗？还是一个未知数。
But I think that being a true collector means a $1 card, a $5 card, a $1,000 card. It should just mean the same to you because you enjoy collecting cards, and not because you're chasing how much it costs, how much it's going to be.
Any newcomers coming to the scene, right? I'll tell them, please have like a comfortable budget that you set for yourself for a month. Then, from there, just try to specifically, intentionally go and collect what kind of cards that you like. Yeah, if not, just keep spending. You see cards you like, right? You'll never stop.
So you lost count how much you spent already lah? Try not to.
Yeah, I try not to see lah. I mean, it's a hobby after all. Yeah.